So we've got some rapid fire questions just to kind of get to know Jenna, all right? So first up, you were discovered after your mom posted a video of you on Facebook at 9 years old?
That is correct.
Yes.
It was an accident.
It was it was not even intentional. It
Yeah,
was just
the
look
video,
how cute
but
my daughter is.
she did not want me to be an actor at all. And then an agency saw that video that she posted, oh, I'm a little drama queen, whatever. And then they wanted to sign me, and then my mom thought.
Here we go. We're off to the races. Okay. What do you remember about your first big break as a young Jane in Jane the Virgin?
Not much. I just remember going to the mall because I was working on another job at the time and seeing Gina's face everywhere because they were promoting that show like no other. And just being so excited and running through the mall pointing every time that I saw something like that. And yeah, the first time you get recognized for something like that is weird as well. I think that's the first thing that I was ever recognized for.
Okay, you've got 5 siblings, right?
Correct.
How real do they keep it with you? Are they like, Jenna, stop? Or
I feel like when we were younger, we were so nasty to each other. We were never like the lovey-dovey kisses and hugs family. And even now, it's kind of weird talking about emotional stuff. I think it's just the way that we all naturally are. But very real. They don't care what I do at all. They never have.
All right.
Yeah.
It keeps you grounded. Keeps you humble too, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's good. I appreciate it. I think it would be weirder if they were into my job, you know?
Right. Hidden talent. Is it soccer? Give me something else.
Yeah, I guess you could say, well, right now I just painted my nails.
Oh, you did them
approximately
yourself?
20 seconds. Yeah, because I've just been job to job and they were chipped and not pretty. But somebody, like my publicist pointed out, she said, oh, wow, that's like a hidden talent. So
they look really good. It looks
that
like a legitimate manicure.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Did this 5 minutes ago.
I love that. Favorite pizza topping?
I like spice. I like jalapenos maybe.
Okay, first splurge ever. Like, I'm gonna treat myself. Let's go.
Oh, I don't know. I can't think of the first thing that I ever bought myself, but I know that when I was younger, my younger sister was doing cheer, and you know, like there's 6 kids in my family. It's very expensive, so I bought her first cheer costume.
Okay, that's so sweet. And lastly, Wednesday's a style icon. You're a style icon. Do you have anyone whose style you look to for inspiration? It could be someone from days gone by, legend in her own or his own right.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Somebody. I feel like Zendaya always dresses really well. I feel like she's like a good modern day fashion icon. Every time I see her, it's like, oh, of course, it looks like it was made for her.
Ortega. How is Jenna Ortega? It's been a long time since someone asked me that. It's I just referred to myself as it. Truthfully speaking, I'm in a little bit of a better place than I was in the beginning of the year, and that's a really wonderful feeling. And I've recently worked on jobs that I had very memorable experiences on, so I'm very fortunate. I'm a very privileged girl. How can I meet Jenna Ortega? I'm going to a Comic-Con later. This probably won't be out before then, but I walk a lot. Maybe I'll be on the street. How did Jenna Ortega become an actress? I begged my mom for years. I first wanted to start acting when I was 6 years old. My parents said, no way in hell. One day my mom got me this monologue book that she got from Barnes & Nobles to shut me up, like, here, play. And I did a dramatic monologue for her where I was hysterically crying and she didn't know where it was coming from or what I was talking about. And I told her, this is from the monologue book that you got me. This is what you told me to do. She had me do it again, and she put it on her Facebook and put, oh, my little drama queen, whatever. And I guess an old friend of hers from high school was good friends with the casting director. So she said, okay, just for a little bit. And now I'm 20 years old, and I've been doing it for over half of my life. How old was Jenna? 6'4". I've got my head in the clouds. No, I'm 5'1", or maybe a touch less. But I think that's what I am. That's what I say. Is Jenna Ortega vegan? I was vegan for a really long time. But I stopped being vegan when I went to Romania to shoot Wednesday, actually, because the food is very different there, and I don't think that I was meeting my nutrition requirements. So I started eating fish again. So I'm currently pescatarian. Can Jenna Ortega sing? Poorly. I've sang for jobs before in the past, and I'm happy to, but I would never want to make a career out of it. I would love to be a musical composer. I'd love to put out neo-composing albums or things like that, very ambient noise. Can Jenna Ortega play the cello? Actually, I learned to play the cello for Wednesday. I started working on the cello about 2 months before we started shooting. I probably couldn't play too well now just because I've been away from home so much working, and it is something that I want to continue to pursue. I have immense respect for anybody who plays the cello. I think it's such a delightful instrument. Can Jenna Ortega dance? if you want me to. I'm not against it. I love a good time. I love to dance. I love to go out and dance and do it with friends. And as someone, I love music. I think there's so much to be found in music, and you learn a lot, not only about your own personal taste and how far you're willing to extend yourself, but then also about different cultures and what is celebrated in other places in the world. And I think that that's a really beautiful thing.
Are you from here in LA?
I'm from the Coachella Valley. So
Okay, Palm Springs, Palm Desert area. So when you would go on auditions, did you drive out to LA all the time?
Yeah, so 4 or 5 times a week. My mom was a full-time ER nurse, but she would drive me. It was like a 6-7 hour round trip, LA and back, for auditions that lasted.
Even though she was a full-time ER
Yeah,
nurse?
and she has 5 other kids.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Tim
We'll see what some
Burton
people
is
have.
one of the great directors and such a creative director. What is he like to work with on a day-to-day basis?
He's one of my favorite directors I've ever worked with. He's such a sweet guy, or a sweet little creature, which he would probably prefer.
A sweet little creature.
Yeah, a little bit of a creature. He kind of mumbles to himself. It's like his own little language. I was speaking to him earlier today, and half of the conversation was, and you're like, oh yeah, totally, I feel the exact same way. And then you go and you continue about your day.
So you're speaking like a Burtonese of some kind. There's a language there that you have to learn to go along with.
Yeah.
And Wednesday, and Christina Ricci, who played Wednesday in the movie in what, the 90s, I guess that probably was, she's in the show as well.
Correct.
That had to be a little bit odd for her, I would think, to now you're Wednesday, and it's like looking at her own past or something.
I feel like I personally made it a little weird. I feel
You did.
she was really sweet about it. Me, it was one of the most awkward experiences I've ever had.
Why?
In my
How
entire
did you
life.
make it weird?
Well, because she's, you know, I'm dressed up the way she was 30 years ago, and
Yeah.
she's getting to watch me, but I know her as Wednesday in my head, and I think socially I can be kind of hard to communicate with at times, and sometimes I would say something as a joke, and I think I have a very dark sense of humor, and she would go, ooh, that's dark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so then I just wouldn't want to talk again.
You know it's dark when Wednesday thinks it's dark.
Yeah, but she's a sweetheart. Like, if it hadn't been for her being so generous and professional and impressive as an individual, I think I was able to get over myself within the first couple days.
What do you think has been the key to navigating childhood stardom for you, to go from that to where you are now as a young adult? How do you, I mean, keep it together? What was the key?
Well, I'm very fortunate because I know everyone kind of says this, but my family is truly the best, and they sacrifice so much for me to be where I am, and that's kind of, I think, why I'm motivated or determined to do so well or do so, you know, whatever. Because of them, I always lived a bit of a double life. I still went to public school, I still played soccer, I still did dishes when I went home. There was no special treatment, and I wasn't immersed enough in Hollywood or that kind of lifestyle that I think that it's kind of helped my transition or balance. It's a little weird now once you're older and you are fully immersed, but still I always have people back home that I know I can talk to and trust and love, and I think I'm very lucky in that way where a lot of child actors aren't.
Okay, soccer fields. So you were out here putting in work on the field?
Yeah, I actually almost stopped acting when I was younger to pursue soccer instead.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wait,
it was
what
that much of a
position?
thing. I was any position forward and occasionally mid, because
Okay.
I like to run.
All right.
Does Jenna Ortega do her own stunts? Yes. I love to. I give stunt coordinators such immense anxiety. I will throw myself on the floor, off a wall. I'll drive cars at 90 to 100 miles per hour with stunt brakes that I've never used before in my life. Why is Jenna Ortega in New Zealand shooting that film X? And I was there for maybe about 3 months. I was only in the North Island. We shot in Wellington. I loved it. I genuinely would move there. I love their appreciation for their culture, the Maori people, and how they make conscious effort to keep it alive. And also some of the sweetest people I've ever met. There's people that I met during that short shoot that I still am in contact with to this day. Does Jenna Ortega survive an X? The movie's been out long enough. I get a gunshot to the head. Yeah, I just had to lay in the corner dead with a prosthetic on my face that gave me a cut. And it was funny because when I met Tim Burton for my Wednesday audition, I had just finished doing that, so I had stage blood and glycerin sweat in my hair and a massive cut on my face and had been up for over 24 hours. I got on the Zoom and he actually laughed. It made me laugh. I thought it was endearing. What does Jenna Ortega look like now? I look like Michael Caine in a Jenna Ortega scramble suit. What is Jenna Ortega first movie? It was a movie called Afterwards with Marcia Gay Harden, and she plays a suicidal librarian who goes to Costa Rica, and she falls in love with a man there who has a daughter, and I am that daughter. It also was my first time on a set, so it's learning what a gaffer is and what a DP is and what this color tape they put on the floor is supposed to mean. Oh, you want me to stand there? You want me to do whatever? I was just kind of a sponge. I was just taking it all in for the first time.